Teotihuacan, Mexico. This is, you've probably seen this on TV at some point. These are cool pyramids. It's only about 45 minutes from Mexico City if you ever get the chance. And it's a fascinating place. A little bit of Teotihuacan's history. These buildings were constructed roughly contemporary with when the Gospels were being formalized in Western Europe. So 1st, 2nd century it was happening. And the big Temple of the Sun back there, when Rome was falling, when Carthage was being overthrown by the Vandals, this was the 2nd or 3rd biggest city in the world. We think it was maybe 100,000, 200,000 people there, which at the time was really quite large. And we don't know anything about who they were to this day. The whole civilization's basically disappeared. It's not an Aztec place. People think it's the Aztecs. All we know about them is what the Aztecs guessed later when they showed up and found a ghost town. We know a little bit from what the Mayans wrote at the time from trade with them further south. But inside Teotihuacan, the shells, the rocks, and so on are found from the Pacific Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, north, south. These people ran the show. They were a big damn deal. And then suddenly the whole place is just completely gone. And if you climb up to the top of the highest point and look out in the distance, you can actually see way, way out there. It's not worth the look. There's actually a big box store owned by Walmart now. The world didn't quite come out the way that they were planning. And civilizations do fall. Let's go to Troy for a second. We know we're in Troy because of the big damn horse. In the 19th century, a really rich guy from Europe named Heinrich Schliemann, the Donald Trump in a sense of early archaeology, thought that there was great wealth under this one hillside where some people thought Troy might have been, called Hisarlik in Turkey. He goes and he hires like 60 young, strong Turkish guys, and they get a bunch of ropes, a bunch of digging equipment, like the 19th century equivalent of a backhoe. They go to the hillside, and thinking that the good stuff's probably all at the bottom, they cut Schliemann's trench. And you were looking here, you see those Roman numerals, that 9 in the corner, the 3 down on the left, you see those? Those are the different civilizations that have all been found inside Schliemann's trench. You're looking into a cross-section of human history right now. And the first settlement actually dates to the Bronze Age. 4,000 years ago on this site, hundreds of people settled, came, had a history, had a religion, had a culture, had a language, had children, had dreams for their children, and then they were gone. A couple hundred years go by, here comes another one. And they forget to plant crops, or there's a war, or there's an earthquake. Poof, one after another, stacking up, just like that. And that's actually what human history looks like when you cut it open. That's a pretty sobering thing when you're looking at the world that we now face in front of us, okay? We have serious problems. People talk about global warming, right? You know, are the glaciers melting? Hell yes, I've been to them. Yes, they're freaking melting. Ask anybody who's around them. Yes. You know, we got environmental degradation, we got overpopulation. God damn, we're violent people. This is the oldest extant peace treaty in human history. This is the Treaty of Kadesh. It's a couple thousand years old. It was a big deal. It's in a museum in Turkey now. This was a settlement between a huge war between the Egyptians and the Hittites, who were they ran the show. They were the U.S. and the Soviet Union of the Middle East in that day. And this treaty, which was really significant, it ended a war. It stopped things. Promises lasting peace throughout the Middle East forever. And we all know how well that worked.